So who is Anja? Anja was created some years ago when I visited a dressing service in Holland and was encouraged to adopt a femme name and identity. And I liked the name, and it was as simple as that. It was slightly unusual, and so this person of Anja came about. And since then I've tried to imagine what her life involves and the things that she likes, her hopes and fears and some of her experiences, and sometimes to try and play those out, as it were. But Anja's never been fully authentically me. She's a character that I've stepped into, a bit like an actor playing a part, and there's great value in that because you are drawing on what's deep within you, and certainly it allows expression of emotions and feelings and thoughts, bringing those to the surface. But it's not quite who I am, I think. So a role in which I've explored the feminine side of my nature. And that's often been done through trying out different styles, sometimes quite casual, although Anja tends to be a little more outgoing and confident and assertive and empowered, I would say, in terms of her almost lack of care about what other people think of her than I am in my male mode. So yes, we've tried all sorts of things, from showgirls to there've been one or two, not very many. It doesn't tend to be something that attracts me particularly. There's one or two what you might call the boudoir type look. I suppose that's one of the more risque types. Exploring glamorous looks and exploring just being businesslike, casual, going out on the town. I have been to a nightclub as Anja, the Way Out Club in London, which runs a regular Saturday event. I'm not really much of a nightclub goer, so that was really quite interesting. And actually when I went there, I was quite surprised, pleasantly, to be engaged in a conversation with guys, one or two guys I had quite good conversation with, and quite a sense of what it feels like actually. You've made the effort to go out and look good and to be sort of picked out from the crowd and not exactly chatted up in my case, but yeah, to be the one who's being admired and looked at was really quite a nice and pleasant experience. And I had a little bit of fun there, dancing, not getting on too badly in spite of being in heels. I'm sure that comes a lot more easily with practice. So I will doubtless go into that kind of environment again, and possibly not just the Way Out Club, possibly to restaurants and elsewhere. I've been out to a museum in central London, on the bus, on the tube, to a shopping mall in East London, the Westfield shopping mall, where I went in and I was with Cindy, who runs the dressing service Boys Will Be Girls in East London, to actually select different clothes. I've been to the cinema, which was really quite interesting. The movie we saw, I think it was a Tarzan movie a couple of years ago, just sitting in the back row more or less, finding myself identifying interestingly with the female character. And then of course that decision about what toilet you go to. I mean, it happened to be very, very quiet, so it wasn't really an issue. But I know there are problems there. Women don't like cross-dressers, as I'm not sure if I would have been seen as, or whether I was passing sufficiently well. And to a meal and a taxi and just walking around the street. So I have explored being out a little bit in a very contained way, in relating to other people. When I was in America a few years ago, I had a chance to visit the transgender consultant, person who works with people who are transitioning, Monica Prata. And we went out on the streets of New York very briefly, sadly very briefly, which was quite a wonderful experience. And Monica's focus was very much on being aware of how I was holding myself. So deportment, not in a sort of hand-up way, but actually just being aware of natural ways of standing and holding myself that were giveaways for being a male in a dress. But also encouraging interaction with other people, actually going and asking for things and allowing myself confidently to drop into that female personality, almost as though it became transparent and wasn't something I was conscious of. I was just enjoying and being. So that definitely was valuable teaching, if only very brief, and something I need to repeat quite a lot. So I've learnt a lot with Anja, and I'm sure she still has a role to play. It has been a bit about almost creating something, creating a portfolio, creating a bucket list or a wish list of things I would like to try out, and in this sort of, in being a woman. And she's provided that opportunity. So on this channel I will be sharing Anja's experiences as opposed to Chloe, which is much more my authentic expression of self and really connecting with who I am. So enjoy these videos, and please do subscribe to my channel so you can keep in touch with my regular posts. Bye for now.